we haven't reached where we want to be.
Who's the most personal when it comes to lyrics?
Is it personal?
No, who's the most personal? Is it
I don't know. I mean, I'm sure we both are.
Kind of go through phases. I think on our first record it was much more character based, and then you just get to a point, you know, you make a lot of records and you look back on your, I think things become more insular after being in a band for that long and being on the road for that long, you know. When you're making your first record, you can afford for it to be observational, you know, because you're using all the observations of your whole life. And then when your experiences become travelling around in a bus and sitting backstage and doing interviews, sound checking, you tend to, what is there to observe? And there's less to observe, the busier you are. Don't hold me to this, I don't want to be quoted on this in a year's time, but you know, things for me have become more sort of, I start commenting more on what's in my head and what's in my heart, I think. It seems to be a pattern. The more records you do, the more you become fascinated by your own hands and your own mind and your own heart and what makes your heart race and what
But is it this lack of observation, is that then liberating in a way because you get more, you look at the small things or the things that are closer to you, or is it a frustration you walk around with?
I don't feel either of those things, really. I mean, for me, writing lyrics is frustrating anyway. You should answer this because you're a natural lyric machine.
Are you?
I don't know. I think they come from everywhere. I mean, I think you can't walk through the world without noticing everything. At least, you know, it's a constant input constantly into your mind. I think.
And it depends how it can, you know. It's something like "You Don't Own the Road." No, it just reminds me.
It's cool.
Something like "You Don't Own the Road." Okay, Alison wrote that as she was watching Smoking the Bandit, and it was a line in Smoking the Bandit that made her. Inspired her to write a whole song, but the song's not an observational piece about Smokey and the Bandit. It's a personal song, but you know, came out of an observation, but bears no resemblance to it. Sorry.
It's okay. Sometimes things just set you off. All you need is like one strange sound, or someone to say one weird word, or for me to see one thing on a screen, or a car, or anything that sort of catches my attention for 2 seconds, and I kind of run with it. I started turn off pretty quickly as well. It's like I see something like and then something else takes over and I'm somewhere else. You know? That's how my lyric machine works.
But is a short piece of text like a lyric, is that sufficient to come to the heart of the matter?
No.
To really say something?
No, I'm not claiming that I'm getting there. You know, it's like that's when you get to, I think, a bit more private territory.
That's what I've spoken about that quite a bit, about the frustration of the, you know, not frustration, but the meter of rock and roll, you know, the meter of the lines. Mostly rock and roll songs are 4/4, so 1, 2, 3, 4, and you got to sort of fit something into that. And I always write from a rhythmical point of view, so to me, almost the rhythm of the lyrics is more important than what they say in a way. And it's not the greatest. If you want to really express yourself, then I don't think rock and roll is the way to do it lyrically, but that's why there's music behind it, you know. You can just sing, you can just play something, you know, brutal, like just some kraut rock, and then sing, yeah, yeah, like LCD, yeah, 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 yeah. It's not saying anything, but it is. Everyone's jumping up and down. I agree with you. Yeah, yeah. You just know it's a gang mentality. Yeah, 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 yeah. And that's the beauty of expressing something in rock and roll, is that you don't need to have this huge passages of prose. You can just say one little thing, and with that music behind it, it says 1,000 things more.
So through the music, you expand your gang from just 2 members to like a whole crowd going up and down.
I hope so, yeah.
is there still blind faith in the chemistry between the two of you that got all this started, that got the kill started?
Blind faith.
There's faith. I mean, there's hope. There's not even... We haven't reached where we want to be, so and then I know the next question is going to be where you want to be, and then my answer is going to be I don't know. But I know we haven't got there, and that's what makes you carry on, is that you're struggling. Call it what you want. Call it faith, call it hope, call it blind faith in chemistry, call it ambition, call it necessity. I call it. I don't know what it is, but I know there's a reason why we haven't pulled over on the side of the road and got out yet. You know, we can't keep going. Sorry.
I think that's a really nice ending. Just this. Okay. Thanks a lot.
Cool. You're welcome.